In this section, we'll be covering the geometry tools. Now, it's a little bit advanced for a beginner, but I wanted to place it here as it's similar to the Boolean operations where you're, using a shape to cut into another shape or separating different curves. So skip ahead now if it's not for you and come back when you're ready. So the geometry tools can be found right next to the Boolean operations. And of course, they're grayed out just like before. So I just want to start off with the first one, which is separate curves. And if you were watching the Boolean operations, if you were watching the section just before this, you'll know that we selected a bunch of objects and then we merged those curves by pressing merged curves in Boolean operations. And then they just turned into one layer in the layers panel, if you look over there. So in this section, it's basically the opposite of that. So you want to separate the curves. Right now, I can just move them around as one. And you can see it's just one layer. If I go up to the geometry tools and click on separate curves, you can see it's now broken it down into 4 separate squares. I'll delete those. Same thing for this. This is an example we used before. They are merged right now, as you can see, just one layer. I can go up there and press separate curves again. And now you can see they are each individual movable curves. Moving on to the next one is fill holes. And, of course, it's very easy to understand what that is, because as I drag it around, you can see there's holes punched in this square. So simply go up to geometry and click fill holes. This is quite useful perhaps if you're downloading vector items from different websites and you're trying to customize them to your liking. Maybe they have some holes in there. You could just click on fill holes. Okay, I'm going to show you cut curves with key objects first, just because it's a little bit more useful. I don't really use remove inner curves too often, but cut curves with key objects. This one here. So this is it down here. I've basically made it look exactly the same. So we have 2 items here, 2 objects, and they're overlaying each other. So if I select both of them and I go up, you can see that it's grayed out cut curves with key objects. So how do I activate that? Well, this section here, this object, I want this to act as a knife and I want it to cut into this circle underneath. So with both of them selected, I'll simply hold down Option or Alt on the keyboard, and then I choose the layer I want to be the knife. So obviously I wanted this S to be the knife, so I'm just going to select that, and you can see in the layers panel it's slightly lighter. This is now our key object, our key cutting object. Now I can go up and you can see it's highlighted, and I just click once on it and you can see it's broken it into 2 pieces, and that little S acted like a knife. Okay, I'll just quickly cover remove inner curves. So we will use this as an example. There's 2 separate objects, okay? If we merge them together, so I'm going to select both of them and go up to merge curves in Boolean operations. Now they just are one shape here. But what if we wanted to remove all of these inside curves here and just keep this outline here? Well, seems as they're merged, we can go up to geometry and click on remove inner curves, and it's gotten rid of everything that was inside of that outline. Okay, let's move on.